We've missed him for the last couple of weeks, but we're ready to reconvene and reconnect with Matthew Archbold, the creator of the Creative Minority Report. And Matt, first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. I can't even imagine how the listeners have been toddling on in their lives the last few weeks without my words of wisdom.
Well, you know, we get emails every day, man. They don't mention you or even the show, but we get emails every day.
Yeah. So, I don't know about anybody else, Matt, but I've missed you. So.
I appreciate you at least. So let's start off the year with some great news. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So
good.
There's Barna, the polling group. Okay. Mm-hmm. They ran some polls, and they say for the first time in decades, church attendance is rising, and young people are leading the surge.
Yeah.
Which is truly fascinating that Gen Z are actually showing up. And they're showing up to services, according to their polling, like twice a month. And that's up. And that in 2021, 54% of Americans said they've made a personal commitment to Jesus. And just a few years later, 66% of Americans say they made a personal commitment to Jesus. That's up 12 points. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That is. And what a great opportunity for the church to really evangelize now and catechize, because I was talking to somebody who had a personal relationship with the church or with Jesus, but didn't quite live out the moral life. So I wasn't real sure how they understood their personal relationship with Jesus. So I think that's part of the catechesis, right?
Oh, exactly. And in fact, I remember this is a while ago now. I remember speaking to a woman, and she said, this guy, and he shows up every Sunday, and she's like, but I happen to know he's doing this and that. Mm-hmm. And she's like, isn't it hypocritical? Mm-hmm. And I said, that's the thing. Sunday Mass is the easy part.
Yeah.
The real problem is Monday through Saturday.
Right,
That's the real hard part of being a Catholic. And that's the hard part. And everyone's on their journey, and,
right.
And you're right. Could he do better? But could we all do better?
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Church is full of hypocrites.
My Mondays through Saturdays aren't anything to write home about.
Well, that's why we're all on our journeys, Matt. We're all on our journeys, yeah.
And another piece of insanely good news. Think about this. Since 2021, the Bible in a Year podcast has been downloaded 985 million times, almost a billion.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
How insane is that? It just shows you there's such a hunger out there, and you'd never hear it from the media, you'd never hear it from anywhere, but 985 million downloads. That's the world crying out for the good news.
Yeah, it sure is.
Like you said, it's such an opportunity for us, and and for what you guys do. It's just, and thank God you guys do what you do. It's just you're responding to that call, and it's so important to have radio stations like this doing what you do.
And Matt, I think you make a good. I teach traditional age college kids at Lourdes, and there is a hunger there. There really is, and even kids who say they're atheists really aren't atheists. A lot of them, they're just on their journey. They're just struggling. And I had a student tell me she was an atheist, but then when my brother was having heart problems, she also emailed me and told me she was praying for him. which I thought was very interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's like, okay.
to who?
I know. I don't think you are what you think you are, right? That thing for Princess Bride, right? Except a little different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it means what you think it means. Yeah. But I love that. But that's what I mean. I think they know they've got this. God creates us with this longing in us for something more. And nobody's filling it. The world tends to fill it for them, and they know they're kind of figuring out that that's pointless. So this is, boy, we got to make the most of this opportunity. And welcome.
And that's the thing. The world of materialism and secularism and really anti-Christianity really did reach its zenith, a few years ago. Like, they pretty much had the run of the place for many, many years. And I really felt like the church was on its heels a little bit. And all of a sudden now it's turned around. And it is because it's exactly what you're saying. It's that people felt the dearth of that way of thinking, that materialist viewpoint where love is just this evolutionary byproduct of surviving. We all know that's not true. We know that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like that. When you look at a baby, it's a miracle. It's not a random chance, And it's just all of life screams of God's love, and and you see it, you feel it, and for years we were shutting our eyes to it. It seems from the 1960s on there was this massive push to make everything just materialist and random, and there was no love to it. But I really feel like this younger generation has had enough, and they took them where they could go with that, and it's been rejected, and now the church just has to church.
Exactly.
we just got to do the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I see that with young, especially young married Catholics. They're not getting into that. I'm only going to have one or two kids. They're really open to allowing God to direct their lives in that area, and that's a whole different way of thinking too.
Yeah, we see some big families in our parish, young families that is really great to see. And I know they're just doing God's will. They're just following His plan, which is great. Now, there's another story on Creative Minority Report that I found very interesting because I'm still seeing Christmas lights up. Yeah, I know. And it's great to see those Christmas lights still up on houses, and some of the decorations are coming down, but some are still going up. But then you talk about this Mullins, South Carolina mayor who demanded the nativity scene be taken down, and the townspeople had something else to say about that, didn't they?
Yeah, it really is it's like a Hallmark movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love this.
Yeah, or maybe it's the other one, the one that's actually Christian now, the Great American Family.
Great American Family. Yeah, that's the one I watch. Yeah,
the Candace Cameron Bure one.
Yeah.
But it's this town, and you have this mayor that's just going bananas, trying to remove this nativity scene from the town square, and he just seems. It just seems like a Disney villain.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dude? What do you care? Like, even if you don't believe, like, what? You're against the baby Jesus, against the wise men?
But the townspeople win. I love it. They rise
the
up.
The town win. Thank goodness for that.
Check it out, and the other stories, too, at creativeminorityReport.com.
Oh, Matt.
Matt Archbold, great to talk with you again.
This is great, Matt. Thanks.